Man United might be looking at him. But I wanted to talk about the Rice situation because all weekend there was reports of Bayern. Then he was going to sign a contract with Bayern on Sunday morning, which I think most of us again knew was a little bit of Billy bullshit, really. But Man United are now linked with him. From your point of view, Babs, are you feeling as a fan relaxed about this? The final will happen Wednesday, and then you'll make your move, or are you a little bit concerned that you could miss out on your main target?
I am relaxed as long as those guys on the top right stay away from us, because they've got the only owners, Chelsea, right, that can just come in and just do stupid things. I think United have a set amount of money to spend. They won't overspend. And Bayern, I think because it's a different league and it's Bundesliga, I think he wants to stay in the Premier League. So as long as Arsenal make a reasonable offer, and it'll be a great wage contract, I don't see why he wouldn't pick Arsenal over the other clubs, because we've got Champions League football now. We're fighting for a title. So yeah, I'm confident about it as long as Chelsea stay away, because Chelsea are a club that I can just see spending a stupid amount of money on him in terms of West Ham, and they give him a stupid amount of wages, and then But I think in terms of attraction and pull, I think Arsenal have got the edge over other teams.
Babs,
you got the edge over Bayern Munich. You got the edge over Bayern Munich.
Yeah, because we're the Premier League team.
Because it's in England, right? Because
that's the point. That's the whole point. Yeah, it's not like we're.
This whole England appeal is absolute rubbish. I'm sorry. Like, England is not that deep. London, it rains 40% of the days here, bro. Like, it is not that deep. If you have the chance to go play for Bayern Munich, one of the biggest clubs in the world, who are much bigger than Arsenal, who win the league every year, who go deep in the Champions League, probably pick up the German Cup like 80% of the time. And with all due respect to Arsenal and Arteta, I like what they're doing, but come on, we're talking about guys like Kimmich and Sane and like Gnabry and Coman and Musiala and all the fantastic players they have. Like, he's going to be playing with better players in a bigger club with a higher chance of winning the Champions League. Like, it's not like Harry Kane where, he might break a goal scoring record. He's just a lad from England. Like, that's it.
He's a lad from London, and a club from London wants to sign him. So you're telling me he would change his entire family location, so all his cousins, all his friends, all his family, right, leave the country to go elsewhere, when you've got a team. It's not like Arsenal or Spurs right now, right? We're not joking right now. We are a serious team. We're fighting for titles and we're actually improving. So yeah, Bayern are a bigger club, but Arsenal are a small club. It's not like it's Arsenal, Bayern or West Ham here. Arsenal are a superpower. He knows that he goes to Arsenal. Not only could he fight for a title and work under one of the best young coaches in the world, one of the best young teams in the world, who are looking serious, signing serious players, he also gets to do that and stay in his home city and not move houses and not have that all the ache of changing leagues or whatever. So listen, I think you got to respect Arsenal here. Bayern are a big club. They are big.
You've got to respect the league, not even just Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly. The way you're talking about Arsenal is if we are West Ham or a Spurs.
No, Babs, that's not my team. And with English players, people act like, England is like this.
But this isn't a player.
Crack cocaine attraction to it. And I just don't think it's that.
Bro, I spoke about this last week on the top six. I said at this point in his career, I just don't think Rice. I just don't personally see Rice moving to Bayern Munich when he's got an option of an Arsenal. Babs, I'm surprised you mentioned what do you call it, Chelsea. I'll be more concerned about United. That's what I spoke about last week. If they come in for him, I don't think we'll go in for Rice. You're not concerned about United going in for Rice?
No, I'm not concerned about them going for Rice, because the way I look at United is that they've got so many other areas to address. Rice
one of them being midfield. But
they've got Casemiro in that position. It's not like it's the need for them. They're going for Mount first. So because Rice is our priority target, our main move, we are able to put the most funds for him. We can put the most work to him. Rice is, he's not United's main target. They've got Mount first. They're going for me. So because they're distracted elsewhere and they're trying to get other players done. So yeah, they could come in and they could make an offer as well. But Arsenal have money to spend. We'll give massive wages. We're also a team, in London as well. So if we have the edge over. If Declan Rice has two offers on the table right now, Arsenal and Man United, you stay in the same city, same wages as well, by the way. One team is slightly higher in the league position. Why would he go United over Arsenal? We both have Champions League football.
I share the same opinion as you, by the way, when it comes to why I think he's going to go Arsenal instead of Man United. But I just don't believe that Man United have no chance of getting him. Like, if they
have a chance.
If they sort out this ownership issue, they'll definitely be in there for Declan Rice. And like I said last week, you'll have a big decision to make because they need midfielders, and he can definitely play that role. You're saying about box to box, he can play that role for them. He can cover for Casemiro. If they want to play a double pivot, he can play next to Casemiro. He's quite versatile as a player. So as much as they're going for Mason Mount right now, because opportunity is there, if they get ownership sorted out, I think you're going to hear a lot more about Declan Rice and Man United. I would be concerned. Trust me.
But the difference is that ownership.
This summer, though,
yeah,
Terrace.
it's not sorted. So
Yeah,
we're talking
I
about
got this
hypotheticals.
summer, 'cause
One
I can't see you
at a
changing
time,
owners.
guys. Sorry. What did you say, Babs? I'll go to you in a second, bro. What did you say?
I said in terms of the ownership, it's a hypothetical because it's not happening, not anytime soon. And if they do, like, Arsenal are trying to wait till this Wednesday, once the Conference League final is done and the season's over, and then make an offer. So we're not far away from making an offer. And as I said, unless United want to do what Chelsea have done in the past, which is offer a amount of money more than Arsenal in terms of wages, in terms of that, teams can. This whole pool thing is annoying because if another team offers more money, the player is more likely to go there. It's not that they've got more pull; it's just they've offered more money, and players want to take care of themselves here.
Not according to your Twitter account, Bav.
Oh yeah, but that's Bavs on Twitter. We're Bavs on YouTube right now. You know what I mean? It's just different people there.
That's Sasha Fierce on Twitter.
But you might as well call that admin at this point, right? But yeah, the way I look at it is, Arsenal have got everything we need to sign Rice. It's just a matter of agreeing a deal with West Ham. And from what I'm hearing, I'm not hearing West Ham asking for a stupid amount of money. It's payable. Our first offer isn't far off what they want. And from all the sources that are saying as well, what's that? Was his team losing ticks? He's pretty reliable, right? He said Arsenal have got a provisional agreement. So there's a reason why I'm confident. That's not ruling other teams out, but Arsenal are the favourites.
I just don't want. I just feel like a lot of Arsenal fans, when they speak about transfers and the season going forward, they talk as if they're the only team that have an attractive project. They're the only ones that are building, and everyone else around them is not building. That's the sort of vibe I get from a lot of Arsenal fans. So for me, I just think that if United get this wrapped up quickly, they'll be in there ASAP for Rice. But it's all down to the ownership.
How do I put it? Not about that we're the only team with a project. It's right now, of all the projects put forward to Rice, we would be more attractive than Man United.
But why do you think that, though? How do you know that?
What do United have? If we're talking wages, the same, right? What do United have that Arsenal don't? Both have very good managers, but obviously the edge that Arsenal have is, again, it's London. You don't have to relocate. You stay in the same area. Same thing, and you stay in London and you play for a team that in the league was 10 points better. So a team that's closer to Man City, a team that therefore closer to fighting Man City for a title. So the Arsenal are the better team than Man United. United have had a better season than Arsenal because of a trophy, I can admit that. But Arsenal are the better team. That's why we're 10 points clear of them in the league, right? So that's why Arsenal would have an edge over Man United. Now, Bayern Munich are a different conversation, but thankfully, they're in the Bundesliga.
Yeah, but we don't know who they're going to bring in, who Man United are going to bring in. Let's say they bring in a new goalkeeper, they bring in a Harry Kane, they bring in a Declan Rice. We're talking about a different Man United now. This is what I'm saying. So they've got Ten Hag already, they've got Champions League football, they're a bigger club than you. So there's no guarantee you're going to win more than them. This is what I was saying last week. There's no guarantee you're going to win more than them going forward.
We don't win more than this year. Right.
Babs, if he goes to Man United, then
I just want to interject for a second. Sorry, Mo. I say this. I think Babs is right now. Where this can go wrong for Arsenal is if they don't get it tied off quickly. Because if Man United's takeover does go through, that's just as an example, or we sell more players than we expect to, then I think United can get involved. And I guess, as you say, by then, maybe Mount's at the club, maybe Kim Min-jae's at the club, maybe Costa's at the club, and the preseason started, we're looking tasty. Arsenal haven't got the deal closed off. United get the new owners in. There's more money injected and it's more attractive. That's where I think it can go wrong in terms of from an Arsenal point of view, in terms of Man United getting involved. But I've got a feeling Arsenal are going to tie this deal off quick. And the only reason it's not being done now is because of this final. And the fact the final, normally the Conference League finals before the Europa League final, been pushed out to this Wednesday. Well, typically you have you build up to the smallest, medium, then bigger sized European finals. I think as soon as the weekend's out the way, it won't be the minute the final finishes, but I wouldn't be surprised if the following morning, stroke the Friday morning, that's when an official bid goes in. And I just don't think Man United are ready right now. Bayern Munich, though, look, I got what you said, Roy, about this whole thing, English players and they don't want to leave. The problem is it's come directly from Mason Mount's camp. He doesn't want to leave the UK. In fact, he doesn't want to leave London, idealistically. And some people are just like that. You may not be. I wasn't. When I was young, I went and stayed for a long time in Canada. I moved to Manchester for a while. I didn't mind being away from home, but I've got friends who they're still in the same place they grew up. And that's not because they haven't worked hard or they haven't got a good job. They're I just like being where I'm from. So I don't think we should just discount that because you don't feel that way. There are lots of people that are homebodies and they just like being around familiar people. We don't know Declan Rice's family setup. We don't know, but we never know about it's a bit like with Kane going abroad. I think his wife's fairly heavily pregnant. Again, he's got young children in school here. He may go, I don't want to go to Madrid because I don't want to unsettle my family. These are genuine decisions that all adults make about normal jobs when you get opportunities to move around the country or move around Europe or the world. And I think we need to be respectful of that, because his camp have been saying it for 2 to 3 years. They haven't just said it this summer when Bayern Munich have got involved. He's been fairly consistent, I think.